All right, let's clap it up.
Hey.
Yes, sir. Welcome
bow,
to
bow.
a very special episode 9 of Vino Conversations. Today, I am joined by...
This is DJ Cutty coming at y'all live and direct, man.
Come on. And we got something very exciting for y'all. We are partnering for an event. It is going to be Vino Vriday X Cutting Up presents Roses and Rhythm, Saturday, November 23rd at the Ballroom at Dick and Jane's, 10 p.m. until late. We got the New Age R&B as always.
Yes,
we
sir.
got the Afro beat. We got West Coast. We got sexy drill. We got bounce. We got dance. We got everything you need.
Everything, y'all.
You know what I'm saying? Wine happy hour, 10 to 11 p.m. Always going to have the Roses, of course, as part of that too. And yeah, very excited for that, bro.
Yeah, and I brought in some recruits. I got my man Il Wink coming from Atlanta. And of course, I got Jersey's very own Quinn B.
Come on.
So it's going to be nice, man. We bringing all the vibes.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a little bit of a more intimate, smaller spot. So don't be late, because I don't need you calling me, yo, Gabe, I'm at the door. I don't care if you at the door, bro. Don't be late. Don't do that. Listen, this is not a huge, giant capacity sort of spot. It is free until midnight, $10 after for guys, ladies free all night. But don't be late, because we're not grabbing you at the door, bro. We're going to be off the Sancerre, vibing out to Vino Redo. We're not worried about you. Get your ass inside. And we said it's free too, so stop playing, bro. I cried. As always, we do start with a cheers. Today, we will be sipping on some Vriday Prosecco. This is her original edition. She also just dropped the Rosé, which is also fire. Big shout out to Issa Rae, who's just,
Shout out to Issa,
bro,
man.
super inspirational in
Black girl
everything she
magic.
does. Black girl magic to the fullest. And even just her show and the vibe of it and the music in it is kind of our vibe too. So big shout out to her. And yeah, let's get to sipping. Now let's see how this pops, because this was moving around a little bit in my tote bag as I walked my ass from Delancey.
Why was it moving around?
Listen, bro, it's a big ass bag, and I should have just kept the little brown bag, kept it flat. So I was holding it like this. Niggas probably, yo, what's in that bag, bro? I probably looking mad shady, but it's Delancey, so you see all types of shit in there. Let's see. I am a professional. Hold on, let me do it over here though. I am a professional. So
Let's get it.
You gotta do it slow. You gotta feel it.
Yeah.
Then you just gotta let it pop.
You on the Vino, man. Look at that.
Y'all stop playing with me, bro. All right, if you pass me your cup too,
For sure.
we can get to sipping. You know what I'm saying? That's a big Friday pour. Feel me? Vino Friday for real.
That's that holiday for him.
I'm telling you, bro. This is shit how your uncle talking about 84. You know what I'm saying?
Back
bro?
in my day.
Back in my day.
Good looks, bro.
Hip hop was still illegal type shit. Feel me? So cheers, my boy.
Cheers, boy.
Appreciate you big time. Excited for this collaboration. Let's sip it. Very good. Very smooth. But I'm gonna let you give your tasting and rating
I
for
like it, man. I like it. I was never a big champagne person
Okay.
growing up. And slowly but surely, especially last year,
Okay.
I started getting into it. I'm like, champagne is pretty nice, man.
Yeah, bro, it's smooth.
It's smooth.
For
It's
sure.
definitely smooth. I'm more of a white wine sipper.
Okay.
But this, I really like this.
Yeah.
The notes on this.
I like it a lot too.
Yeah.
Definitely, I don't know what it is. I feel like some low quality Proseccos can feel, I really don't know the word for it, but I feel weird when I'm drinking it.
Really?
Like, I feel like if I have a few drinks of it, like, I'm feeling kind of strange. This one is like always a smooth experience.
Mm-hmm.
Before my biggest Vino Vriday, actually, I remember popping a Vriday before going to Red Pavilion, where you was opening up with amazing music. So I have a very good relationship with this wine. It's got like a little bit of fruit notes to it, but not overpowering. It's a little dry, but not overly dry too, and it's not on some sweet shit. And I fuck with her for having such big celebrity and putting out a wine that's affordable.
Yes.
Because this was about, you can find it between $19 to $24, and to have a high quality Prosecco. Versus some people, when they drop liquor, they drop wine, whatever it is, they going at like 50 plus or even more. So I fuck with her for like having an affordable price too.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Issa Rae.
Yeah, big time, big time. Shout out to you, you know what I'm saying, for joining me on here, bro. Obviously.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course, bro. I had to. We talked about this for a while. And you're another person on this pod who our initial connection was through a social media DM. And as my homegirl Cassidy said, the last one is shoot your professional shot. And that's what happened, bro.
You know, that's funny.
It's literally that's real life connection. Like, you can do real shit through Instagram. So
when
you know
when you think about it, because really that's really how I built my platform. Right? I've been DJing out here in New York for a little over a year now.
Okay.
And just how me starting, it was just going through Instagram, meeting up with different people and be like, hey, you know what? I really like your vibe, da-da-da-da. And just, just showing genuine love.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
wasn't expecting anything out of it. And that's how we connected, right?
Literally, bro. Literally.
Short story. I think I had a party the same day that you were having a party. You had it at a Cafe Rizzoli.
Okay, yep, the day party one, the first one. Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out Rizzoli, shout out Mark.
And I had a party that night too, or whatever the case may be. And I'm still reposting and showing love, commenting, all of that, because for me, the game is about spreading love because we're all in this together.
For sure, bro.
And after that, we just connected, bro.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Nah, and I'm so glad that you're like that. And now that I'm in, you're in like about a year of DJing, you said in New York. I'm within about a year of my social event and party. You know, obviously Vino, Vriday. The soccer events have been going on for a little bit longer, but this is a whole different vibe. But it's good to feel like there is this really positive community around us. Everybody's looking to build each other up. Shout out Posh and Black Link Up for the event we went to at Public Records.
Yeah.
That was a really cool room, nice. Really cool vibe. The Posh people were dope. Black Link Up people were dope. All the other DJs, hosts, creators. Like, it's just a good energy overall, I feel like. And kind of in that Brooklyn vibe specifically, I would say. And it's just nice to be part of, bro. I don't feel like... Now, there are some people out here who've done a little bit of gatekeeping we got to talk about. But for the majority of the time, I feel like it is love and support. And we don't got to focus on the hate, but it's cool to feel that, bro, honestly. So, yeah, bro.
And I think that's the thing. Like, when you find that genuine relationship with people, like, you stick to that. Because
for sure.
I met a bunch of people in this game that are super dope and some that are not so welcoming.
Yeah.
And
no,
I understand that's the game, and at the end of the day, we're all peers and people are trying to make their money and whatnot. But for me, collaboration is the best way to get it.
I agree.
Why I was excited about doing this collab.
Yeah, bro, it's fire. Really, really excited for this too. But you talked about you DJing in New York for about a year. Let's take it all the way back. You know what I'm saying? Where you from? What was life like growing up? What was the music you were listening to? Because you have a very, I'd say, wide ear in terms of your range of music. So, like, what kind of was that childhood and connection to music?
Well, I would say, I grew up in New York, right? And
Long Island?
In Queens.
Oh, you're from Queens? I didn't know that.
Queens,
I don't know, I thought you was from Long Island.
We moved out to Long Island.
Okay, got you.
During my middle school years. Right?
Okay, got you.
So, I don't know if you remember the game DJ Hero. It was
yes,
game on, like,
after Guitar Hero, but it's the same like brand, Rockstar Entertainment or some shit. Okay, got you.
So I got that for Christmas.
Fire.
And started playing. I'm like, yo, I could really do this.
Word.
Like, this is fun. I can see me doing this. So I asked my parents. I said, can I get a board? And they bought me this little mixer where you're scratching with your finger. Right?
Okay.
So I'm on there just practicing and whatnot. And getting different music from this was the LimeWire days. I know some people out there might be too young.
Come on, you 29?
I'm 29.
I'm 27, so I caught the telltale end of that shit. But yeah,
but getting music from there, and my parents were always into music. My mom just playing music throughout the house, always singing, especially car rides. Man,
got you.
Yeah, she loves it. And my dad actually used to do music too.
Fire.
Beats when he was younger.
Okay.
So I always had an ear for it, an act for it. And really, it came together, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you decide to start pursuing it in the terms of like, I'm gonna really do a public event? You know what I'm saying? So you went to FAMU?
I went to the illustrious
I'm tweaking.
University.
Okay, I'm tweaking. My bad.
FAMU was cool.
Yeah, that's why I
we do have rivals.
Were you wearing a FAMU hoodie?
Yeah.
That's why. Okay. I had a reason for it. Because my grandparents on my mama's side went there. Yeah, they're from Florida and everything. Yeah.
Well, I'm always gonna show HBCU.
Of course, bro. Got to.
But my thing about it was I really wanted to try to collect merch from every HBCU.
That's tough. I love that.
Yeah, I had Morgan.
That's
Boone
fire,
State. Yeah, I try to hit everybody.
For sure.
Yeah.
But speaking of college, my question was, did you DJ in college? Were you doing like little parties there? Did that kind of build up to what you're doing in New York now?
So when I first started, I was in high school.
Okay.
And I'm doing nothing but family events and whatnot. It wasn't serious. Got some speakers and whatnot, so I'm doing a whole bunch of family events.
Yep.
When I got to Tuskegee, and that's 18 hours away driving.
Sheesh. Did you drive to get there?
We drove. Yeah, we drove. So me trying to get my equipment down there,
that's not happening.
Speakers.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's in the FedEx,
like. So I didn't have it, but I did have my DJ software in my computer.
Okay, right.
So that's really what I used when we were throwing parties in the dorms and whatnot. That's what I would do.
Okay.
But I would say I initially started to take off on campus my junior year.
Okay, fire. Yeah.
After I had crossed, now I'm a campus DJ. I'm an alpha.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a lot in my family.
Yeah.
A lot in my family. Yeah.
It's fire, man.
Yeah.
But after that, now the career is taking off. I'm doing campus events. I'm doing house parties.
Fire.
Doing whatever. In the club. And that's really how I started paying my bills, my spending money. All of that came from DJing. So yeah.
That's tough, bro.
Beautiful thing.
Yeah, college is a good time to catch that vibe too, especially those little intimate dorm room vibes and everything.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah,
that's definitely the good old days, as they say. And so what was that transition from going to college as a DJ and then transitioning into your professional career? And kind of how did you handle DJing at that point?
Oh, man.
Because I don't think you got straight into the DJing in New York, right? You know what I'm saying? So
after I had graduated.
And if you want to talk about your job as well.
Oh, yeah.
Up to you, yeah.
So after I had graduated, well, actually, while I was still in school, I applied for a bunch of city jobs, right? My mom was a big advocate for it. So they said, apply to a bunch of city jobs. They're not going to call you for the next 2, 3, 4 years, whatever the case may be. I said, cool.
Right.
So I had graduated and they ended up calling me. So I started working with MTA. And while working with the MTA, I'm working nights.
Okay.
Right? So as you know, with this night scene, there's no way I can work nights and I can go out and spin or whatever the case may be. So DJing was on the back burner. I'm still making playlists, still listening to music.
Yeah, keeping the ear ready.
Collecting, I'm always collecting because, again, still, when we're having any type of event or whatnot, I'm curating the music. I'm providing the vibe. So it was always that. And when I made the transition to the office at MTA, now I work days.
Okay.
So that gave me the freedom in the room to be like, okay, I can go out at night and really pursue this DJing career. And let me tell you, it's been super fun, man.
Yeah.
It really started because living in New York is expensive. That's number one. Living in New York is expensive. So I was like, let me go ahead and pick up a side gig.
Expensive to move. But they just had, was it the fair? The broker's fee.
Yeah, they got rid of it.
Get the fuck out of here. Broker's fee. Got rid of your ass. Stop playing with me, bro. That was a great. I haven't had to pay one, thankfully, for my few moves in New York and around New York.
How many times?
So I grew up coming here, but I didn't live here full time until 2022 summer. So I moved from Philly to Harlem, and then Harlem to Brooklyn summer 2023. So just my couple of moves.
That you live?
It's gotta be Brooklyn, and it's gotta be where I'm at. You haven't been in my crib, low key.
Nah.
You haven't been able to make some of the
But I know where.
Yeah, my area.
Everybody's over there.
Oh, definitely, bro. Because I'm on Flushing Ave, so I'm by Rep Pavilion and Lot 45 and Lovejoy. So that's a 20-minute walk, Silo too. So being in that area, but then also being like an 8-minute walk to the Bed-Stuy side, that's cut off by Broadway. So then you get to Rizzoli and everything. And then walk past that, you get into just like the Bed-Stuy things. It's a great area, bro. And for the type of building we have, like the balcony view, you can see Manhattan skyline from the crib. Cool. Bro, like the deal, like obviously it's not cheap, helps to split it, but the price it could be, oh no, especially with the rooftop, like they could be charging us on some like 4.2 a month, and they're not, thankfully. So no, I like it a lot, bro. Yeah. Harlem is amazing though too. I was on 119th and 5th, between 5th and Lenox. So beautiful brownstones right in the center of all the Harlem culture.
Over there, you've got 116, 119.
Yes, sir, bro. Beautiful area, amazing restaurants, nice bars, so much. Both Black American history in terms of the Harlem Renaissance, but then also a huge West African community, specifically like Senegalese and Ivorian. So a lot of amazing African food too there. And I still go to my barber in Harlem. He's now on 140th.
Really?
So I just went there today. Shout out to my boy Mally the barber. So I love Harlem. And like what was fire about it too, there's way more New Yorkers in Harlem than Brooklyn. At least the types of areas that we frequent on average.
Yeah.
So I'm around a lot of transplants. And I'm a transplant myself. But even just growing up, coming here often, like I have a different type of relationship with the city. And so being there, being around born and raised New Yorkers, it's a nice vibe to not always be around transplants. So even going out to places like Skinny Cantinas, Angela Harlem, I feel like I'm around, you know what I'm saying?
You really be in Harlem. You really be in Harlem, bro.
Bro, I really be there. And my sister's been there. I've just been in New York since 2007. Type shit. And then that area of Harlem, the last 5 or 6, but she's always been uptown.
Okay,
other than a
what's
couple
up.
years in Queens.
Yeah.
So yeah, I fuck with Harlem heavy, bro.
That's fire,
heavy.
man.
Yeah.
Like, and it's funny that you mentioned you go up to Harlem.
Yeah.
To your bar, because my girl, she lives in Harlem.
Okay,
So
long distance relationship, bro. That's how me and my girl started. Facts. I was in Harlem, she was in Brooklyn. Then I moved over.
Oh my God!
It's so
now, luckily, it's on the 3 train because she's
the
stays
3's
off-
good. Yeah, for sure.
So 3/5 she stays by, and I'm all the way in East New York. So hop on the 3 and it's a straight shot. Thankfully,
Damn,
but it's
I didn't know
still
the
like
3
an
goes
hour
that
15,
far.
bro. It's like an hour 15.
Damn.
Yeah.
Listen,
It's a lot.
if you love her, you'll make it happen. No
Man,
excuses,
for
my
real,
guys.
for real.
No excuses. I'm crying. And so you saying the last year is when DJ in New York has been a bit more consistent than the few years post-college?
Yeah, so
first few years post-college?
Post-college, I really wasn't even spinning. Like I said, it was
Yeah, because the
just
MTA.
me just
Yup.
collecting music. That never went away from me.
Okay,
And
yeah.
it was funny because all my friends were like, "Oh, come back to the South,
Yeah.
and you can spin out here and da da da." Because one of my mentors, actually, he's taking over the South. He's all over.
Wow.
the place.
Who's
He's
that?
in Houston. Shout out to DJ Scheme, man. That's my
Okay.
guy, bro.
Fire.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my dean.
Got you.
In Houston, in Alabama, in Huntsville, Atlanta, he's everywhere.
Oh, that's the real South.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
saying
So
Huntsville? I don't even know nothing about that. Goddamn, right?
Man,
Heard you.
Rocket City, man.
Word.
But so that was never even in my mind. It's just
Yeah.
like, okay, this is what I need to do. I gotta get it.
Yeah.
And until I got free of it, I'm like, okay, now I can really pursue this. And my girl actually, she pushed me
Fire.
to get back into DJing.
That's tough.
Because I'm like, I want a side hustle. I want
Yeah.
something to do. And she's like, well, you have a knack for this. Why don't you just go back into it? I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know, because I don't know the scene in New York.
Yeah.
It's a little bit da-da-da-da, whatever.
Yeah.
And I just made that leap. And actually how I got into it, I went to Con Regards, man. Shout out to Con Regards.
Fire. Great
Shout
spot
out to
in
Simba.
Manhattan, man.
Yeah,
Big time.
Yeah. LES. There was one night that I had went, and Simba was spinning, DJ Simba.
Word.
And, I went up to show love and whatnot, da-da-da. And I'm asking him, because somebody came up and tweaked the volume or whatnot. So I was like,
The
"Who is
fuck?
that?" Yeah.
What type
No,
of...
but he was fixing it. He was turning it up, right?
Okay, yeah.
So I actually said, who is that? He said, oh, that's a programmer for
Yeah.
Con Regards. I was like, oh, so this is the person I need to talk to if I want to get in.
Yeah.
So he said, yeah, bro, just go talk to him. He's cool. Da-da-da.
Yeah.
So I went up to him and he was like, he said, where are you from? I said, well, I'm originally from out here, but I went to school in Alabama.
Yeah.
He said, you can bring people in? I said, yeah, of course I can bring.
Yeah.
No, and then I was like, I don't know if I
none of you
can.
niggas. Word.
But I'm not going to let him know that.
Can't, bro.
I'm like, yeah, my brother spins too. He got all his friends, da-da-da.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, in 2 weeks, I'm going to give you the upstairs. So they know mostly with the upstairs at Con Regards, because they have 2 floors, that's really where they give like the test runs.
That's the first floor, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he said, okay, I'll give you the test run. You have upstairs. You got to bring out 50 plus people. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking about, okay, in 2 weeks, I got to bring people out, right?
Wow.
Now, disclaimer, since I went down south and for, the 4 years that I was away, as far as the people I knew from high school up here, don't really talk to them much.
Yeah,
You know
which
what
is
I'm saying?
that's life.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, it really is like starting over. So me trying to figure out how I'm going to get this guest list of 50 plus.
Yeah.
But I made it work, man.
Yeah.
After that, he booked me the next week on the spot. He said, yo, I need you back here next week. And you're going
Fire.
to be downstairs. I said, oh, yeah, it's lit. And that's where I knew. I said, oh, yeah. It's
That's
gonna be
tough, bro.
fun. Yeah.
How did you what was your tactic to get people? Just DM? and, like,
It was really
friends of friends and shit?
yeah, word of mouth. It was really word of mouth.
Word.
My girl brought her friends out. My brothers brought his friends out. My sisters came.
Yeah.
All of that. Yeah. So, and it just worked out.
Yeah.
It just came through and made it pop.
That's fire, bro.
That was
That's a
definitely
good
highlight, bro.
spot too, bro.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
crazy
yeah.
not little, like that's a crazy first reintroductory or introductory to the New York scene.
Yeah.
Because if you in LES, you don't really know where to go,
Mhm.
and it's 2 a.m., you can pop off to Con Regards and it's be lit till 4 for
Mhm.
sure. You might not even be able to get in because it's too packed.
Yeah.
That's that
It
type of
gets-
shit.
it gets
So
like that.
word. What time frame did you do for the upstairs?
For the upstairs, I did the 12 to 3.
Oh, that's valid. Yeah, that's the whole
Yeah,
thing.
12 to
Yeah.
3, yeah.
And when it's 2 packed down there, you get more people upstairs anyways,
Mhm,
type shit.
For
so.
sure. And that's what I was banking on.
Yup,
Like, okay,
yup.
whoever's downstairs, they're going to filter upstairs.
Yeah, 'cause it be getting
Yeah,
hot down
and
there.
Oh, man.
God damn. Word. That's funny, bro.
But yeah, that was a beautiful time.
Word.
In that regards. And what I will say is, I think what also set me apart, because the programmer there, Eric, he's not from New York either.
Okay.
So my sound is a little bit different. Like I love the Southern influence, right? So I was
wondering where you got it from. Now I'm learning today. Like, oh, that makes sense.
So I bring that wherever, and I feel like that's what separates me from a lot of DJs up here.
For sure.
So my bag goes deep.
Yeah.
So
100%, 100%. We might throw a little Vino cutting up roses in the rhythm in kind regards.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
Holla at us, Eric. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Now, I'm glad you mentioned the type of music that you spin being different and that influence from the South. I got to first off ask, like, what was it like DJing in Alabama? Because that's something I don't know the nearest thing about. I've been to Atlanta, but I didn't go out in Atlanta, so I don't even know what that's like, let alone Alabama. And then how does that compare to, like, Brooklyn and Manhattan and all that?
So... it's funny because I had 2 roommates my freshman year.
Okay.
And I came up there. So my background, I'm West Indian, right? Trinidadian and
I didn't know that.
Islands, yeah.
Got you.
So going over there and I'm playing my soca and I'm playing my
niggas don't know what the fuck you playing, bro.
They like, nah, they that I say, turn this African shit off. I was saying, what
that
you mean?
sound like some Southern niggas for real, bro. That sound like some
crazy.
Southern niggas.
It was crazy. I'm like, this. So, and one of them was from Birmingham, the other one is from Huntsville. So it's like that's the South.
For real.
And I'm just like, so this is what I'm walking into.
Type shit.
Right? So now they're introducing me to a whole different type of music. When, like, everybody knew about Gucci, right? But I'm talking about, like, deep cut Gucci.
Yeah.
Deep cut OJ the Juice Man. Like, I'm listening
the Dat Piff version
like,
of niggas.
Man, yeah. So I'm going into depth and I'm like, oh, this shit is like fire. That mixed in with what I was listening to before I left for school, which is like my Mac Millers, my Joey Badass, all the backpacking shit.
I fuck with that shit too.
Really started to cross and yeah. So that's really what made my bag so deep.
Okay.
From them, and especially being from school there. I got niggas in the West Coast.
Yeah.
Got niggas from Texas. So I'm just collecting everything from everybody, bro.
Word.
Yeah.
That's tough. And then how does that compare to up here in terms of what you like to spend?
Up here,
the feeling too.
Up here, people love to listen to Afro beats and
heavy for sure.
And dancehall is definitely deep up here for sure. When I first started, I wasn't playing any of that like outside in a set. So now I put it into my sets.
Yeah.
But as far as like my sound, I'm playing just West Coast. I'm playing a bunch of hip hop shit. Not too much of the
Afro-Caribbean kind of vibe. Yeah. I think too, it just has to do with the demographics of New York. If you think about how Caribbean and African parts of Brooklyn, Harlem, the Bronx, Queens are, like it's just it's a place that's gonna have that international sound here before it gets to other locations. Because now I think the way Afrobeat has grown, and especially even now if you add in on the women's side, the likes of Tyler, Ira Star, you know what I'm saying? Like if you
she took over, bro. Oh man.
Tyler?
Yo,
Tyler might be
he's out of here, bro.
Like I started thinking about it in terms of African women making music not for an American audience, but to an American audience. Who's the most popular African women artists of all time? Because growing up, you didn't hear nobody. And like Tiwa Savage, amazing, but you had to know about Afrobeat. That wasn't anything mainstream. Tyler with Water, like what's come close to that?
Exactly.
And that's one track.
Exactly.
Even Ira, the way she's bubbling up, like I think those two could really push African women's music in the US to a whole nother level.
Don't forget about my girl Thames, man.
Oh, Thames too. I'm tweaking. Thames as well. Cause motherfucking, what is that song? Essence?
Oh yeah. Oh, that was the song of the summer.
That was the first time.
Man, yo.
When have we had an African woman on a song in the US had that level of popularity before Essence?
Yeah.
Before Essence.
She had just.
I can't think of
on
one.
Shit, bro.
Yeah, on the remix. Come on, bro. And then she won a Grammy with Future and Drake for Wait For You. Even though she said I won't wait for you, which is the funniest part. Nobody knew that. But yeah, no, they're just pushing the genre to a whole new level. But back to the original point, yes, New York, based on the demographics here, is always going to be able to attract that international sound at a higher level faster. And not just that, so shout out Artie from Furtado Global. He be throwing parties that is straight Desi music, which is like the people that come from places like India It's like pack out a place like Red Pavilion playing straight music like that. And then one that's more around Arab music, you know, people from the Middle East. Pack out a place like Silo.
That's fine.
And New York is a unique city because you can pack out any time of demographic. There's huge reggaeton parties here, or dembow too. Come on, you want to go uptown? What?
Man.
Mama Taco on my block every night with the hook. Stop playing, bro. Con los huqueros, bro. Obviously Caribbean, African, R&B, hip hop, like New York, whatever you like, you can pack.
That's the beauty
like,
of
you
New
can
York.
pack it out though.
Yeah.
Like hundreds of people.
You
so
can't do that in Alabama. That's the thing, right? So I was talking to my homie about this skiing.
Word.
And he was like, you know, he's tired of playing the trap music. Like he said, I don't want to play trap music.
Word.
I want music that I could we can dance to.
Yeah.
They're not ready for that sound. I'm like, you got to get them
Day
ready.
by day.
It's hard though. It's hard,
bro.
Because,
especially Bama. Because
man.
Bama is a whole nother demographic to some extent from Atlanta. Because Atlanta does have its African population. It is a more well-traveled, larger metro city. People are coming in there to see, to go to Mercedes-Benz Stadium or to see an artist like Baby A Gunna. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to get more tourist traffic and kind of get that sound going through it. Somewhere like Bama, bro, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's tougher. That's tougher for sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Nah, very interesting stuff. Both of us, you know, in terms of our creative pursuits, are at the same time managing a full-time job. So how has that been for you? And what is your kind of outlook on, like, are you ever looking to make the full-time jump into your creative stuff? Is it something that you think you'll keep more as like a, not a non-monetizable passion, a passion that is not your full-time career, quote unquote, as they say? Yeah. Like, how do you kind of look at your long-term relationship with DJing and music?
So right now, with spinning, I enjoy spinning. I really do. I've had the privilege of curating and hosting and running my own events. Yep. And that in itself is beautiful for me because I love to bring people in and give other people the chance and the ability to shine. Yeah. As far as long-term in DJing, I don't want to be 45 playing at a bar. That's not my goal. For sure. Shout out to all the niggas that do it. There ain't no shot, but I don't want to do that shit. So for me, it's really like this is just a stepping stone. Okay. I'm trying to really curate events and really get to it. Yeah. While keeping my intake job because we have great benefits, by the way.
Fire, come on now. Yeah.
But right now it's just this is all a stepping stone. Yeah.
Okay, so you see event curation as the larger goal within it. I know you said you're also interested in production and music itself, studio vibes. Yeah.
I always want to be around music. I'm a creative. Yeah. I'm a creative, whether it comes to music, drawing, or whatever the case may be. I just love creating. So that really is the thing for me.
Gotcha.
Right. What about you?
Yeah, bro, I'm cutting ties with my full-time job. Come 2025, the leave of absence has been submitted.
Oh, word?
Oh, yeah, of course. I appreciate that big time, bro.
Congratulations, bro.
So Jan 2025, I'm going on what the company calls a future leave. So you have to be within like 3 years of service to the company to be able to take it. Okay. I work in consulting. What it allows you to do is have job protection for the time that you leave for 3 months.
That's fine.
And keep your benefits and just pay the premium. So I was like, that's a long enough time and a stepping stone without having to fully cut the ties. Yeah. And there's other leaves that you can take up to a year, but like no job protection and no benefits. So I'm like, let me do this 3 months. I'm still gonna cut the ties officially fully at the end of the 3 months, but it gives me that like little bit of extra leeway and on some worst case shit. Like, let me jump back in, bullshit my ass for 1 month, get that paycheck, then dip back out fully.
See, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah. That's a beautiful thing. I never heard of that.
I mean, I don't know what
3 months is really good. That's if you lock up for 3 months, bro.
And I am best believe that. Yeah. And the whole thing for me is like when I have my entire week to be used fully how I want, being pursuing my creative endeavors in terms of like professionally, as well as just all the self-care things of being able to work out whenever I need to work out. Sure. Prioritize my sleep, have that flexible schedule. The whole relationship with your week. Sunday night, you don't feel the same way if Monday morning you're working for yourself instead of that changes everything. That Sunday scaries, you know what I'm saying? That shit is dead. Like your week can just it just allows your life, I think, too, to be a bit more dynamic. Yeah. Your Tuesday night might be somebody else's Saturday. Like it just completely changes your relationship with time even. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
you look at your time as more value now.
Oh, for sure, bro.
Just like, is it worth my time? Because at the end of the day, like everything rides on me. It's what I'm doing. I'm really my own.
100%, bro. And I think too, like, seeing how much I've been able to do with Vino, but separately and even for longer, the soccer shit with Five-A-Side and Wavy, that being a side hustle to get us this far. We're doing collaborations with La Liga, the best league in the world, if you ask me, which hosts Real Madrid, my favorite team of all time, being flown out to Chicago by Nivea, meeting a legendary player, putting on a tournament for Las Palmas, their first ever event in the United States. Like, being able to do that type of shit already, and none of us have even dedicated our full time to it.
Yeah.
If I dedicate my full time to that, on top of the Vino, and I do the film photography shit, and just like all the other media sort of things I can do, doing more with this pod, doing more of this content, talking about music, talking about footy, it's out of here, bro. And the thing is like, at what point is the right time to jump? And it's like, when I've monetized to a certain level, I've got my group thing, I've got my solo thing, I feel at a point, and I've done my 5 years in my consulting company, that I'm ready to do it. But there is no perfect time. The perfect time is when you're ready. Some people leave their full-time job and start a business from scratch when they leave, having built nothing before. I built it on the side, and now I feel like it's ready, and now I want to scale it. Everybody's gonna have their own version of it. Someone could have done that first option. Maybe they saved crazy bread. Like, I have savings for a year, and I'm gonna build it starting once I leave. I built it while I was at the company. So everybody's gonna have their own version of it, but you gotta decide for yourself, because no one can tell you the perfect time. You have to tell it to yourself, because when is it? What's the number? Is it 10K in savings? Is it 7K in savings? Is it 25? You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta, and at one point you just gotta do it, because the ship will sail. You know what I'm saying? The wave will crash. So now's the time, man.
That's the biggest thing. It is the leap. And just to go back to it about you scaling. Like, I tell everybody this, right? The way you move and the way that you really like put Vino on the map, bro, is fucking crazy.
I appreciate it.
To be honest.
I appreciate that big time, bro.
It's super dope to see.
Thank you, my guy.
Because your trajectory just keeps skyrocketing, bro.
I appreciate that big time.
Now you talking about you're really gonna put your all into it. No telling what's gonna happen, bro.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that big time, man. You've been supporting since day one, and best believe that's why we staying locked in with it. Bro, December 12th, that's my last one for the year. It's my 1 year anniversary too, because I threw my first private one in December 16th or 15th of 2023. So it's the 1 year anniversary, booking an artist to perform, announcement soon. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even, bro, and you were doing the opening set. I already texted you about it, so. Nah, but I low-key, it's not that I can't believe it, but if I had to guess, I low-key wouldn't have guessed it could go this far that fast. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm very, very excited about it, and appreciate you being part of the journey, bro.
I appreciate you bringing
me. Of course, bro.
For real.
That's
love. That's love.
Nah, of course. I mean, now we partnering too. You know what I'm saying? Saturday, November 23rd, as we said. Definitely pull up to that.
RSVPs, man.
Yeah, man. Let's get into that a little bit though, because both of us are throwing these events. I'm on the host and curation side, do photography. You also host, but then you're also a DJ. How do you just feel about like the general nightlife scene in New York, and then probably specifically Brooklyn in terms of kind of our demographic and people we know and shit?
So I would say, number one, to start off, I would love to spin in Harlem.
I'd love to do a Vino Harlem, man. It's a little bit older crowd.
It is.
And I kind of try to skew my shit younger, because that's what makes it different. But still, Harlem, I'll be down, bro, for sure.
For sure. So we might have to make that happen.
Let's do it.
But Brooklyn, I love Brooklyn because you can literally, there's so many demographics and population in Brooklyn. It's really crazy. So you can really play, I'm not going to say play whatever, but mostly you can play whatever, and as long as the crowd rocks with you, they gonna vibe out. So that's one thing I do love about Brooklyn, because again, we talking about transplants. There's so many people from different places.
Oh, for sure.
So that's why it's easy for me to get off the West Coast vibes. Or if I'm playing, like there was one time I played a bunch of Florida 305 fast.
Oh shit, okay. I don't even know if it's this. You putting me on now.
And this girl, she came up to me and said, "Oh my God, I haven't heard this in so long." She's from FAMU.
Oh, fire! Shout out the gang.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, bro. Because again, now with me being down there, meeting so many people all around across the board, that allowed me to bring those sounds over here. And I love that. That is probably one of my best things. My favorite things when I do spin is to see people's reaction. Be like, damn, I haven't heard this song in so long. Or wow, I'm actually hearing it outside. Especially in New York and Brooklyn. It's crazy. So that's what I look forward to.
Nah, for sure, bro. And speaking of like people trying to hear the music outside, that's been one of my biggest things with Vino Vriday is how do we take what a lot of us are listening to in our headphones or on our Alexa speakers or our JBLs or Spotify on the TV. How do we take that vibe outside? Because the whole point of it is that new age R&B, I would say specifically, you just don't hear it outside the way you should. And even when I look at the big stars of Bryson Tiller, Summer Walker, SZA, Party Next Door, you would hear them outside a little bit, but I still feel like I'm going to R&B parties and not hearing them.
So R&B parties, they play the same 10 songs. That's
literally,
so,
I did a TikTok about this to promote Vino. I'm like, bro, we're tired of it. And my thing is, what's a genre other than R&B that when you see it on a flyer, you're expecting shit from the 90s as the main version of music?
Yeah.
What are we doing, bro? It's 2024.
Exactly.
And we have all these amazing, talented artists of right now dropping music that's not being played. How is it? And that's why it's so funny because I was in Philly. I thought I'd find it. That's a big city, known for music. Didn't find it. Came to New York. I said, for sure, it's got to be here. I'm looking around like, how come I'm still not hearing this outside, bro? Yeah. And I said, I got to start at this point. I know enough people. I feel like people, when I'm on the aux at the crib, I host a lot, little pre-games. Let's just turn this into a thing. Yeah. And I started posting about it and then turned it into an event. But it's just it'd be blowing minds, honestly. Yeah. Nobody thought about this. You know what I mean? So, for sure, bro. That's just crazy. And then even the UK, too. Because we fuck with Nipper heavy. And he got the little rhythmic vibe to it. So
For sure.
Yeah, bro.
I love listening to UK artists, man. And that was one of the things that we connected on.
Heavy.
When it's just hearing somebody else outside and it's oh yeah, I fuck with Nipper.
Wow,
oh shit, okay, well we locked in, bro. Yeah, for sure.
And one thing, who am I to give advice to people? But I feel like in terms of events, I would just like to hear, and maybe if you want to be someone else who's watching this and is about to start off, don't be afraid to lean into your uniqueness because that's what's going to separate you. There's so much stuff going on in New York, especially Brooklyn, in terms of parties. If you're going to throw some shit, you got to have a little spin to it. Because if you're going to put generically hip-hop, R&B, dancehall, Afrobeat on your flyer
they can go
with a regular-ass name, what is going to incentivize me to go to that versus this person who's been throwing parties for the last 5 years, who's established, big venue, it's packed, amazing DJs. I'm already familiar with it, and they hit that vibe. So to start from new to do that kind of generic vibe, I just don't know how you could possibly be successful. Who's gonna pull up to it? You know what I'm saying? So lean into the uniqueness, you know? And then DJs, don't be afraid to play some shit that's new. DJs used to break music to the crowd. That's how hip hop started, you know what I'm saying? It used to be oh, yo, what's this? Not everything has to be sing-along. Not everything has to be, I know every word to the Glorilla track. Shout out Glorilla, though, because her shit be banging. But you know what I'm saying? Not every song has to just be the exact words, the exact familiarity. I want to be put on by the DJs and by the host, bro. And that's what we doing. That's what we doing, man.
Exactly. I think with that, the crowd is very important, right?
Yeah, that's
I do feel like a lot of people nowadays are not open-minded when they go out, and that's the issue, right? And they've gotten so accustomed to hearing the songs when they go out, and they know exactly what they want to hear. For me, I feel like if you're going out and you could have stayed inside for that if you just wanted to listen to whatever songs. You didn't have to come outside. So when you come outside, the biggest thing is to trust the DJ, right?
Yeah. So
if they're gonna take you on this musical journey, you gotta allow them the space to do it, and don't just cut your ears off because you don't know the song.
For sure.
Be open.
Yeah, 100%. And I'd say at the same time, I know other people, especially once early 20s is whatever. Because I remember, I'm 27, I ain't that old. But being 22, that's a different type of energy. You fresh in the city, first job out of college. You just want to be outside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I feel like once you get to around 25, if you was really outside those first 3 years, also depends on COVID and kind of where the world was at, whatever. But in general, you now kind of, now I'm starting to look for a little more curation, a little something different. So being 27, people my age and slightly older, still in the young crowd, because New York skews old.
Oh, yeah.
People be outside at 34, and that's not considered old at all. And I didn't realize, I was but 34 is normal. So being 27, I'll be feeling mad young. But still, around this age is where I think people are starting to all right, now let me feel something a little new. I'm not just trying to go to necessarily always the biggest party is turned tonight. Nothing wrong with that. Shout out that type of vibe. But how do you give me something new? So I do feel like some people are closed off and they are just want to hear that very generic kind of hits, whatever's on the top billboard. But I think there is definitely a huge crowd that's also kind of, it's feeling drained. It's feeling kind of tapped out, kind of all right, everything's the same. Where's that new shit at? So I think you got to figure out what's your demographic, and then what are you gonna do to kind of attract the audience. So
and also for the DJs out there, right? Like he was saying, I think the biggest thing is your tribe is gonna find you, right? But you have to put that energy out there first. So like you said,
facts,
we're playing
bro.
that
It's
neo
facts.
R&B. Like, yeah, this is the party. This is the spot to be at. This is the DJ that's gonna play it. And it's like, okay, now I'm gonna start following them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think too, that gets into kind of like that self-belief vibe
Mm-hmm.
that it's such an interesting like dynamic of you want to curate and create something special, but until it gets big enough, you have to play a little bit to the audience to slowly bring them into your specific vibe, and then also find who already is on your specific vibe that's gonna come here.
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, like as Vino's within its first year, it's still not 100% exactly what's in my head, what's in my earphones, because I'm still building that audience and getting it out to enough people to be like, nah, this type of vibe, we go here. So it's also that balance of like, I don't wanna force feed you my energy. I wanna show you my energy attached to some other shit that I know we all kind of like, and kind of loosely bring you into it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're overly aggressive from the beginning, that's okay too, but it's also gonna grow a little bit slower.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to do that tactic.
Turn people off like that.
You know what I mean? Like, no, I ain't playing none of that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's even the wine, right? It's Vino Vriday. But how often, I don't force somebody to drink no damn wine. If you want a beer, tequila, water, kombucha, I don't care. I'll do a little happy hour. I'm dead ass. I'll do a little wine happy hour, wine sponsor, free tasting, whatever. But like, it's a wine only party, R&B. I ain't doing that, bro. So I think you got to be strategic about growing your audience too. And it's the same way they talk sometimes about kids when you force them to go to church versus you give them the option. There's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? It's a big difference.
No, for sure.
So yeah, bro.
But I do feel like the approach that we're taking like is good for sure.
100%. Yeah. Another thing that we definitely bond over is West Coast music.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying, bro?
Man.
I have people come like, are you from LA? No, I'm not. But you see the music taste. Yeah. Bro, something about that bop. Bro. There's something about that bop.
Oh man, like it's just different. Like it
is really, literally different.
It feels good.
Yeah, bro.
Good, man. Shout out to all my West Coast niggas. Shout out to Blast. Shout out to Vino. Man.
Heavy. Kalen, for real, all them, no doubt.
Yeah. Man. I think for me, and I do want to throw like a West Coast party. Even though it's funny because I'm not from LA.
I'm not either. I mean, my mama is, but still, fuck it. Like,
but it's like I have so many friends from LA. I went to the Bay for my birthday.
When was that?
In February.
You February birthday too?
Yeah,
oh shit, when?
February 6th, man. Yeah, Aquarius.
I'm Feb 7.
Oh, where? Yo,
no
that's crazy.
Fucking way.
Yo, that's how we connect, bro.
That's crazy. Nah, because I'm planning my birthday, which is a Friday, Feb 7. We gonna talk, bro.
Yeah. Yo, it's lit.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny. That's crazy. That's the universe. That makes sense. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. That's so deep, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. But it was like I went out there and I went out to Oakland.
Yeah.
There's a spot called Crybaby. Nice. It was a nice venue, and I'm listening to some of the DJs out there, and I'm like, wow, this energy is just like
different, dog.
Yeah, it's different. It's different, and that's what I like, right? When I go to Atlanta and I'm seeing people like Cleo Trapper, Champagne, Baby Oil, like I'm like, no Diddy. But
Cleo Trapper, she from New York, right?
Nah, Cleo, she's in Atlanta.
She not from New York?
Oh, no, you talking about the artist or you talking about the DJ?
Oh, Cleo, the artist. The girl was like, okay. The one who be funny on IG. I was like,
the one that fought with
she's the most
Spice.
New York person I've ever seen in my life. Okay, just making sure. I was like, what?
And I do, now that we bring that up, I do feel like people from the Bronx are the most New York. Because the Bronx is still untouched.
Yeah, it is.
I think those are one of the spots that still hasn't been touched by outsiders.
By the gentrification, for sure.
Yeah.
Different. Shout out A-Boogie and all them.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm actually about to put some more A-Boogie into my sets, bro. Because I was listening to it the other day.
I was just about to say. Man, like, he still got it, bro. Yeah, he lost a little bit of his viralness, but like the melodies, the way he's flowing, it's the same shit. Not the same shit, like it's the same quality.
Facts.
He still got it, bro. That last album I've listened to a little bit. Like, he's fine. Do you know J.I., the Prince of New York?
I do.
Come on, bro. I was going to say, let's add a little bit of New York into the... And speaking of that too, Sexy Drill is on the flyer, so you will be expecting to hear that. What's your vibe with this new genre and this kind of spin-off of the drill music? That's a complete 180 from what we was hearing 2 years ago.
I love it because the drill scene I was getting tired of that. To be
Very
honest.
tired, bro.
I'm not gonna lie.
Very
man.
tired.
Like that's just not my vibe. I'm gonna get some.
Yeah, for sure.
I am more of an R&B head. Like I love.
Likewise.
To be honest, my girl laughs at me for this. While I'm in the gym, I'm playing R&B. Like I'm putting on some
Don't get me
conditioner
started.
shit, bro.
I be curling
like,
the
"How
shit
you
out
do
of
that
45 pounds each arm, Bryson, until it stop playing
Bro,
with
that's
me.
what So
Word.
like that's just my vibe. So when we listen to New York drill and shit, I'm like, nah, I can't get with it. The sexy
For
drill,
sure. Yeah.
that it just gets your body moving. You just
Definitely, come on. The shoulders, bro. That shit hard. What?
yeah.
Cash, R2R
Yeah.
Mo, Chow Lee, fucking,
But,
they wilding out here, bro.
Yeah.
I fuck with it heavy.
yeah.
And what I've been starting to hear too, I made a clip about it, was talking about sexy drill and B. So it's kind of like R&B singing over those type of beats.
Mhm.
So instead of just like the rap version of it in the Cash, like
Mhm.
you know, the Cash Cobain kind of style, is like really singing over it in a more
Yeah.
melodic, flowing way. It's so infectious.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's really good for New York because that aggressive drill shit was not infectious. It had its
It was
place.
locking people up, bro.
It was getting niggas killed,
Like-
bro. Honestly, like it had its. We understand like kind of where that movement came from, and then obviously with Chicago, the UK, and everything.
Mhm.
But it's been a second since I feel like New York's had that infectious music.
Mhm.
Like I think someone else who makes infectious New York music is Capella Gray, who taps into that uptown kind of
Oh yeah.
that 90s-ish bop with
Yeah.
the shoulder moving. Like
Yeah.
that's infectious. Sexy drill's infectious. The reason I fuck with West Coast music, the last 20 years, whatever it is, they have that infectious bop. And
Mhm.
especially the modern version, pioneered probably by DJ Mustard. Like
Yeah.
that shit
Yeah.
is infectious. Drill was not infectious, bro. Because that's why these guys weren't popping in other cities.
Mhm.
But now look at Cash Cobain. He can go to LA and he can sell some shit out.
Yeah.
So I think it's really good for New York to have
Yeah.
that sound right
Yeah.
now too. So
It's a vibe, and that's
just a
the
vibe.
thing. It's the perfect vibe, bro.
100%. Yeah, you will be hearing it at the ballroom at Dick and Jane's.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Gonna have
See
the
y'all.
wine happy hour. We're gonna see you there.
Yeah.
What we sipping on, bro? Let's put a bottle of something there.
Man,
Definitely
like I said,
white.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna get some white. We're gonna
Sauvignon
get some
Blanc?
white. Sauvignon Blanc. Man.
Okay.
That's my drink of choice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably my favorite white wine in terms
Yeah.
of consistency. That shit.
When did you first start drinking wine? Like, what got you into it?
So I'm Spanish, like Spain Spanish.
Okay.
My
So,
dad's
Spanish.
Yeah. Because like if you
Yeah.
say that here, people think I'm Dominican or Puerto Rican, which I understand because people say Spanish like that.
Yeah.
But my dad is from Spain. Shout out my pops. He's actually in Spain right now too.
Okay, that's
And there was a bar called Barmacia, which is like a bar pharmacy. Hilarious. Spain's a ridiculous country. But yeah, bro, wine there is, it's everything. Like when you think about France, Italy, it's Spain too. Those are the three countries that are the most famous for wine, best quality,
Yeah.
most export, biggest culture of it. And they just love it, bro. And it's the Mediterranean, it's the climate and everything.
Yeah.
And so I just always saw my parents my mom's African-American, so American, but still, she kind of tapped in with that culture in terms of wine with dinner. So I'd always see it,
Okay.
be around it. And then I studied abroad in 2017 when I was 20 years old as a junior fall. And living in Spain, and bro, I'm telling you, you can get good wine. At least at the time, I thought it was good wine for $3. The expensive wine was like 10 euros. Expensive. Bro, free.
Oh, man.
It was just included with dinner.
Yeah,
And there's a place, they used to call it, they call it Menú del Día, which is like the menu of the day. And it's a 3-course meal. The wine is included in the price.
That's
And
right.
if I get a white and you get a red, they would give you a half bottle of wine as your wine. In like a 10 euro 3-course meal. So like the price, it was like, bro, we just had so
That
much
sounds
of it.
beautiful.
And so you just learn how to like just be used to drinking a lot of different types of wine. Wine, like you just consuming it, bro. And the fact that my parents drinking, it's like, this shit is fire.
Yeah.
And there's just like a little bit of a vibe to it. And so yeah, from that, then I started buying it at school. I started learning like more about the tasting of it.
Mhm.
Then I got to, graduate, finally have some actual bread. I'm like, okay, let me try a slightly more expensive.
Mhm.
I get it at the restaurants. And then the origin story of Vino Vriday is actually on Fridays, I would cop wine, invite friends over. We would kind of pregame / just hang out. And I would always just play a lot of new R&B, especially if some shit just dropped, like Chicks Tape 5. Fuck Tory, but I'm just giving you an example. Before all
Hey,
that
yo, clip
shit,
this up.
before all that shit, as an example of we do not fuck with him in any capacity, but I'm saying as an example, because Bryson hadn't dropped, Party hadn't dropped, just an example of some new age R&B. But yeah, but like listening to music like that, sip the wine, hang out, and I'm like, damn, where can we go outside and hear this?
Mhm.
And we sipping wine, enjoying that type of vibe. And eventually we got here. How do I scale that and make
Yeah.
it to like an actual event? But yeah, that's kind of the origin story of it, bro. And then it started sipping more and more. And I feel like too, wine, as they say in the U.S., is not drank in the clubs. Obviously, the way tequila's going crazy as fuck.
Man.
Vodka's been crazy.
Yeah.
It's lost a little bit of sauce because tequila's launched so crazy. But vodka's still always gonna be there.
Yeah.
Some of y'all older niggas like your whiskey. That's fine. I'm good. I don't need that.
I'm a gin drinker.
See,
I'm a old
watch
nigga
this.
for real.
Gin is cool actually in cocktails.
Yeah.
By itself or gin and tonic, get the fuck out of here. Now it's on some healthier shit. I feel that, like lower calorie.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with it like that. So one of my longer term goals in terms of like the wine industry in the US is also like, all right, boom, how am I activating around the wine space through my events? VRA, sponsor Vino Vriday. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Black Girl Magic wines. You know what I'm saying? Dwayne Wade has a wine. Carmelo Anthony has one. It's like, you don't see wine in those types of nightlife spaces. So that's a huge business opportunity. Because when you look at Don Julio Tequila, they're going to be on all types of big flyers. Sure. Art Basel, NBA All-Star Weekend, Casamigos is everywhere. Shit, they don't even need a sponsorship, but they obviously do. Yeah. Rum is everywhere in terms of Bacardi.
Of course.
Shout out some of the black-owned rums like 10 to 1 rum. They doing mad big events.
Is everywhere, man.
Fire, bro. Shout out them. Black-owned too. But where do we see wine brands in these lit spaces? Because wine at some sit-down shit, number one probably. Wine on some social vibe, okay, that's normal. Wine with R&B, that's older, and we're kind of vibing, it's slow, it's cool. But what about wine, nigga with a girl, listening to sexy drill? Like, how do we put it in these new spaces that creates new business opportunity in that space? So that's kind of like one of my longer-term visions with wine is activating it in that type of vibe. Even as I get into more shit with artists, and if I eventually put on a concert, bringing that into the space too, just like, because again, you see tequila, you see vodka, you see rum, you see all these things, even beer. But wine, I feel like is lacking in that space. And I feel like too, it's often been such a bougie, elitist kind of energy. How do we water that down and make it more accessible? And I feel like putting it in these kind of more casual spaces and seeing it in these environments changes the perception of it too. So yeah, and that's honestly one of the biggest bags I could potentially get is from wine brands if they realize now we need to activate like this. Yeah, because they just don't. Yeah, at all.
Well, you're creating the space to do it though.
I appreciate it, bro.
That's the thing about it, because of course, like you said, you have all your hard liquors.
Yeah,
they're gonna be in these spaces. They're gonna be at all the festivals and whatnot. Wow. Now you're creating the space for wine to be like, okay, this is where we can.
For sure. Yeah. And the thing is too, if you already think about the biggest celebrations in life, what are you drinking? You're drinking wine. Yeah. You're drinking champagne. Someone proposes, homie pops, oh, I know my friends are here. They're not opening a Casamigos bottle, bro. They're popping bubbly. Whether it's champagne, cava, prosecco, they're popping bubbly. At the wedding and stuff, what are you drinking? Champagne upon arrival, right? You get into the nice hotel, they pouring you bubbly. You know what I'm saying? You won the NBA championship, Moet everywhere. That's a good way to think about it. I'm telling you, the biggest celebrations in life, literally through history, it's actually wine. So why are we not turning that shit up a bit more in the US? One good brand that's an example for it, obviously, would be Bel Air. So shout out Bel Air, which Rick Ross is a part of. Yeah. You see that kind of in it. But other than maybe Bel Air and then the super expensive, obviously Moet, and then what was Jay-Z's champagne?
Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades, like the crazy, like super niggas made 50 racks that night type vibe. Yeah. But why not VRA? You know what I'm saying? Why not sparkling Black Girl Magic wine? So yeah, bro, I see a huge opportunity there, honestly. Yeah.
That's what's up, bro.
I appreciate that, bro. I mean, maybe my own wine one day. A little Vino Vriday, you feel me? So
have you? What are your thoughts on South African wine? Have you had?
They're good, bro. Yeah. They're good. Actually, I interviewed my boy Nessie. Shout out him. He just dropped it, or Finesse. He just dropped his album, Displays of Funkin' Madness, or excuse me, EP. And he's of Nigerian background, and so for him as an artist, who's African, I wanted to bring an African wine. I couldn't find it around here, but South African wines, specifically fire, bro. Yeah. Underrated area. Yes. And there's a black woman, an American black woman. Her name is, I think, Ingrid, but her brand is called I Best. And she has her own South African wine brand. And she did an interview in this room, actually. Really? Talking about it. Yeah, on Earn Your Leisure podcast. Yeah, she's super, super dope. So it's an untapped macro, bro. Yeah, for sure. I met them too, actually, coming out of that studio. Yeah, for sure. But it's a great area for wine, for sure. Yeah. Just a great market in general. South Africa, they got so much going on. Especially with Amapiano right now, bro. Another genre we didn't mention. Amapiano right now?
Yeah.
Shit.
It's going crazy.
Yeah. I'm not super into it.
Over here, it's
New York. Yeah. I'm not super into it, but I do fuck with it.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because I like where you can just vibe out, right? Because
it just flows. It just flows. Yeah.
I did a couple of Afro soul parties, right?
Oh, what's that? I heard
And
of
that
that.
was so the first time I did,
I
I was a nervous wreck because I'm
Yeah.
just like, yo, I don't ever play this, but
Mhm.
they ain't trusting me with playing the music and whatnot. So I got all my music together,
That's fine.
and it was a beautiful experience. Like it was one of the best parties that I've spun. Like I really want to
Really?
implement that more in
Wow.
sets because everything just flows and it just
Yeah.
feels good. It's high vibrational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you
so,
call that like Afro house as well?
Yeah.
As in terms of genre? Okay, got you.
Yeah, for sure.
Got you. Yeah, I've never been super in the house, but I also haven't done the quote unquote proper research.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't really asked my house homies. I'm like, yo, really put me on. Like, who should I listen to? Is Black Coffee House?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So I listened a little bit of that. But still, I haven't extensively gone into his work. So I never like hate it or dislike it type vibe. I just haven't gotten like super into it.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable.
Word.
That's understandable because, like I said, before those parties, I really wasn't listening to it. And there is a difference between that and Amapiano.
Yeah,
I didn't know that there was until I started to have to put together a playlist.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
Very different.
Yeah.
Speaking of Amapiano, I've heard, obviously, a lot of Amapiano edits through DJs, especially here in New York, especially in Brooklyn. What's your kind of vibe with edits in general? Because some people are saying, y'all doing a little too much, you're going too far with it. It's not necessary. Other people are getting super creative with it and doing it in the best ways.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's two sides to it. It can be the best, it can be the worst type of music. What's your vibe with edits and what you're seeing out there?
I feel like with edits, right, there's a time and place for everything.
Yes.
Now, my girl, she does not fuck with edits. Like
my girl don't really fuck with edits either, bro.
I want to hear the song. Stop doing that.
That's not how Bryson made it. Bryson didn't do Amapiano. Like he just said don't. Like come on, bro.
Bro, there really is a time and place for everything. I feel like certain songs you can get it off. Like me personally, I like edits if they're done properly. Like some people do edits and they're not even in the right key, and we're talking music theory. That's a whole other thing. But it really is about the story that you're telling when you're spinning, right? If you can bring it in the right way, it's gonna work. Now, some people just, I got this new edit, I'm just gonna play it, and it just doesn't fit what the setting is, and now it's throwing everything off. Whereas people just want to hear the original music, you know.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, I do deep dives in SoundCloud. I love SoundCloud. I was on SoundCloud. That's what I do at work too. I'm on while I'm at work. I'm on SoundCloud. Looking for edits, bro. Like some of them be fine. I got some shit planned up for the party on the 23rd.
Come on.
Yeah, you feel me?
Go hear that.
But yeah, so it's kind of like a toss up.
Yeah.
It really depends on what it is. Because to me, that's the biggest thing about DJing. It is playing to the crowd, like making sure like the crowd is fucking with the vibe.
Yeah.
If not, you gotta find a way to switch it up.
Yeah. One last thing on edits, I was Party Next Door Persian Rugs. It mixed with like a little bit of I forget if it was Afro or dance hall type of vibe.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that shit. I heard it at Lily Star, which is the rooftop at the Moxie. And it was for Tidal Global Event with Maida. She was performing some unreleased music. I remember everything vividly, bro. I'm telling you. I did film for it.
What?
Yeah, it was fire. It was a fire event. I did film for
it.
I did film for it. It was one of my most fun I've had doing film. When the DJ was playing that, I was like, yo, this shit is. So I ain't heard that. And so one thing I've liked edit-wise, and I've actually heard some UK artists actually make songs out of, is kind of taking a slower, darker R&B song, then adding kind of an Afro-Caribbean, Afro-swing beat to it, and then singing on top of that. That's the type of edit. It's really like merged well together.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's a bit much. I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
And I feel like edits is going a little crazy, a little viral right now. Not everybody does it well. Club 1BD does it extremely well. Those are my guys. Shout out Artie. Shout out DJ David. Went super viral with his Victoria Monet flip. That shit's crazy. And some of the other shit I be seeing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some of my niggas be having the fire ass edits.
Yeah.
And like Ilwink, who's gonna be there on the 23rd.
Shout out Ilwink. Shout out Atlanta.
He loves his vibe is house, right? So
Okay, I didn't know.
There's a bunch of edits that he has that's just super fire, man.
Fire.
What actually connected us was he sent me a beat pack.
Oh,
and
for real?
I was like, oh, this shit is hard, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So there are some producers out there, like real producers,
Yeah.
that actually know how to make these mashups and these edits sound immaculate.
That's
right?
tough, bro.
Right. But again, like I said, it really depends on the crowd, bro.
Yeah.
So.
Nah, 100%. So actually, speaking of our event, how did you get connected to Ill Wink and Quinn B?
So it's funny when I don't even remember when this was. Maybe 2022.
Okay, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
We almost in 25, bro.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
So this is when Quinn B, she used to spin at Old to Babel. Man, rest in peace to Old to Babel, man. Oh my God. That was
Basquiat's bottle too. Basquiat's bottle.
Oh man, Basquiat.
I was gonna have my first Vino there, bro.
Shit. That would have been a vibe, bro.
So many plans I had, like, was places like that.
Yeah. That shit was perfect.
That was an era, bro.
Perfect.
Era, yeah.
It was perfect, man. I miss Old to Babel though, man. I don't know about the loft, but Old to Babel, that was the spot.
Damn.
But she used to do sample Sundays or Sunday sample, something like that.
Oh shit! Shout out my boy Kendrick DJ Soleil. He be doing them too on IG.
Oh, word?
Yeah, yeah. For
sure. Shit! Shout out KD.
That's our guy, bro. Come on.
Yeah, for sure. So I would pull up to those, see her spin or whatever the case can be, and this is before I even got into like DJing here.
Yeah.
So I'm just going out and whatnot, just seeing how it works.
Yeah.
And that was really when I first started to get to know her. And I didn't know her for real. It was
just
like seeing her out, it was super cool.
Yeah.
And over the years, just going out to see her spin.
Yeah.
I finally got on in New York. So now it's like, okay, now I can bring the vibes to Brooklyn. Ill Wink, same thing with you. It was just like an IG thing where it's just like I'm reaching out and it's like, yo, I really love your content.
Yeah.
And that's how we just matched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire, bro. Damn. Yeah. Once again, shoot your professional shots. Because I'm going to be real with you. I don't know how this is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I mean, in terms of Vino, like you as a DJ, it was through Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the venues that I've either worked with or come back to, they hit me through Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Me as a film photographer, the way I got into certain, really got it started was DMing people and commenting on parties like, yo, if y'all need a film photographer, like you just got to shoot your shot. You got to believe in yourself. You got to put yourself out there. You got to also realize the value that you bring other people. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like there's a lot of insecurity. There's a lot of imposter syndrome. But when you really deepen and think of it from a logical, non-emotional standpoint, you can understand how much value you bring someone else and don't think of it like, I'm kind of embarrassed to ask, like, oh, I'm asking for a favor. It's like, nah, you're actually offering a legitimate service to somebody. So yeah, you just got to step through with that kind of confidence and make it happen because it's not going to happen for you if you don't make it yourself, bro. You got to believe in yourself. You got to step correct and like, that's how it happens, man. So. Nah, so we making it happen. You feel me? Vino Vriday X cutting up, roses and rhythm. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a beautiful night.
Man, 10
November 23rd.
Ballroom at Dick and James.
You know the vibes. Again, it's gonna be intimate.
For sure.
It's gonna be tight.
For sure. So
that shit gonna pack out fast. Get there early. 10 to late. Wine happy hour 10 to 11 p.m. Ladies free all night, guys free until midnight. Get there before midnight, bro. Because if it's 12:37 and you calling me and he's playing Reverse by Nippa, I'm not answering my phone, bro. Like, if you're not my closest friend in the world, I'm not answering. You're not getting it. I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Yeah, that's a fact, though.
We're going to have roses going around. I'll be shooting some film. We're going to get a little VHS aesthetic video recap sliding through too. So yeah, definitely pull up to that. One last thing, again, Vino Vriday and Vino Conversations. One thing I always want to talk to people about is new age R&B. Any other specific artists that you would like to shout out?
Specifically, no, not right now. I've really been diving into my my old school bag for real. I've really been into like a lot of garage. UK.
That shit hard. Shout out Georgia, Predita on my Mind remix.
Yeah, I've really been diving into that lately. I think that's the bag that I'm really focusing and honing in on now.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Fire.
What about you?
I shout out a lot of artists. I gotta shout out Chase Shakur. He makes a lot of amazing music.
Yeah, for sure.
He had an album on the way. He just dropped a song, The Two of Us, today. I've been listening to a lot of his music. And yeah, very, very wavy artist. If you're a fan of maybe Brent Faiyaz, Isaiah Falls, I feel like Chase Shakur is an artist that you definitely fuck with too. Yeah, young artist out of Atlanta. I think he's got a very bright future. And yeah, definitely tap in with him. Tap in with us. Tap in with Vino. Tap in with Cutting Up. One last cheers, bro. And we'll see y'all at Barroom at Dick and Jane's. Peace.